Forearms are just like the calves of the upper body. Having flat forearms diminishes your entire physique and your silhouette immediately. And especially at the top of classic physique, this is very important. I have stood next to the best, and one thing always stands out. Big forearms make a big impact. Now, before I show you the exercises, one caveat here. I mostly train all my upper body exercises without straps, which means I train my forearms grip, strength and size indirectly already by doing these movements. This is not to be hardcore, but it's just to indirectly increase the size of my forearms immediately. So right away, my opinion is train without straps as long as you can in the exercise until the grip becomes the limiting factor. If you train without straps as long as you can, you will build those forearm strength and mass more than if you train with straps the whole time. So don't make grip the limiting factor, but also don't use straps the whole time. That is at least my opinion for bigger forearms. Now, the forearms themselves have basically two main muscle components you can visually see. So this component is the forearm flexor. This is where most of the strength and the grip strength comes from. It shows a nice mass when you're just walking around, which a lot of people like. When you're wearing a t-shirt, you want those forearms to show. And you have the extensor, which extends the wrist upwards. And this is a big mass of the forearm that's very visible, for example, in the side chest or even the back double bicep with a lot of bodybuilders that do have this, like Phil Heath, Ramon Dino. They have great physiques, one part because of their full muscle bellies in the forearms completing those poses. With that out of the way, let's get started on how to actually build those massive, thick, round forearms. So exercise number one is going to be for the top of the forearm, the extensor. It's going to be an easy one. You can do this in multiple ways, but I like the dumbbell way. Why? It is unilaterally. So what I like to do is just simply sit on a bench with a medium weight dumbbell, because you want high intensity work for the forearms. Simply extend your toes a little bit to extend the forearm upwards so you can stretch more down. So you start in a down position and then you extend all the way up like this, very slowly, and then slowly down again. Very easy and simple, but trust me guys, if you do this, multiple reps, multiple sets, the pump in the forearm will be insane, and you will stand up, look at yourself in the mirror, and you'll be proud. You would wish you would have these forearms for the rest of your life. And that will, from day one, motivate you to keep training them. So forearms, they require a lot of intensity, a lot of work, a lot of volume, and this is exercise number one to do exactly that. Okay. Oh. Just like the calves, the forearm requires a lot of volume, a lot of intensity, which means don't go for super heavy weights. You want to do a lot of reps. The forearms are used to a lot of work, so you want to overcome this, getting used to it by doing more work than it is used to, by doing multiple reps with a medium weight, around 15 to 20 reps. You get a lot of blood on the forearm, and trust me, ooh, you will feel it right away. So as I mentioned, you have multiple versions and ways to train the extensor, the top of the forearm. You can do unilaterally, but also with a barbell like this. I like to use a preacher curl for this, as it puts you in that exact same angle as I just did with the dumbbell, but then use both hands at the same time. Grab the easy curl bar at about shoulder width to make sure you hit the forearms in the correct angle. And again, go all the way up and go all the way down. Here you can obviously go a bit heavier relatively to the dumbbell, but still 15 to 20 reps, no less, no more. Before moving on to the next one, make sure to watch until the end, as I then will show you how to do certain movements to automatically grow the forearms in a much easier way. But for now, we work the top. Now we're going to work the bottom of the forearm. So now we're going to wrist curl, that's what it's called. We can pretty much use the same preacher curl, but then turn around so you have more space going down. Once again, you grab the easy curl bar or a straight bar about shoulder width. Make sure the bar doesn't touch the arms anymore, and then release your fingers down and curl all the way up like this. Because if you release your fingers, this will also work the forearm, so don't just curl only like this, make sure to drop your fingers and go all the way up like here to really contract those forearms, and also make sure to use heavier weights here. The bottom of the forearm, the curl variant, is much stronger than the extensor, so you can flex a lot more weight here than the top of the forearm. So make sure the weight corresponds to, again, 15 plus minus reps here to make sure you grow those forearms. Now, an alternative to this one that I just did, if you don't have a preacher curl, if you don't have an easy curl bar, most gyms do have a cable station with a handle like this. So you can also just do this, kind of make sure that the stack doesn't, of course, hit the bottom here when you extend the fingers down and then go up again, just like this. Slightly different angle compared to the preacher curl, but still very effective and very easy to do, and very easy also to go to failure at with this one. And the difference also is, again, unilaterally. So make sure to start with your weaker arm and then match reps with a strong arm, so both forearms look the same size. You don't want people to think certain things now, do we? All right, now we're moving on to the compound movements for the forearms. Yes, there are more movements than just a wrist curl and wrist extension. You can do actual compound exercises like a bicep curl in a special way to train the forearms, and this is the way like this. So this is called the reverse curl, literally just a bicep curl with your palms of your hands pointing down, which is just like this. Make sure to grip a bar, an easy curl bar or a straight bar, shoulder width, so you hit the correct angle of the forearms, and then when you go down until the stretch. But when you go up, guys, when you go up, don't just do this. This looks like the correct version, doesn't it? It trains the extensor of the forearm. It looks great, but this is the big difference. You go up and extend the forearm like this. So rather than looking like this, you go up and at the same time make this motion to turn it into a bicep and forearm builder. And when you do this one, you will feel an incredible pump, not only in the forearms, but also the brachialis of the biceps, which creates the thickness of the biceps from the front. So this will create that Popeye-like upper arm and forearm at the same time. Now the secret motion, which is not so secret, but a lot of people do this one wrong. So we have the hammer curl, right? The regular hammer curl. This one actually also works the extensor part, a big mass of the forearm, which we all want to have. But one part a lot of people do, when they go to failure, they do like this. They simply let the dumbbell hang off their hands, off their fingers, because they want to work the brachialis. But that's not the only thing you can work here. You can also work the forearm. So keep it straight like this, but even more, just like with the previous movement, when you go up, you want to actually make this motion at the same time. Extend it. Make sure to squeeze that forearm muscle. Treat it as sacredly as the bicep, and it'll thank you by growing into a mass you've never experienced before. So this is the wrong version, just letting the wrist hang. Trust me, a lot of people do this. This is the correct version, letting the wrist extend, work with the forearm and the bicep. This is the complete hammer curl for complete, fully connected forearm bicep brachialis arms. Thanks a lot, guys, for the incredible Black Week support for ESN. A lot of people are using their Way Drip. Even though it might be over now, you can still get the best discounts, of course, with code Wesley. And the same goes for Able, because without showing a great tank top like this, you can't show your arms and your forearm development. So use code Wesley for there as well. And thank you for the golden support. A final special mention before you guys tell me about it is, of course, the fat grips. These are literal cylinders. You put them on around your dumbbell, around your barbell, around your lat pull down. Why should you use this? Only in the case if your grip strength is weak. If you want to practice your grip strength, which in turn will build bigger forearms, the fat grips are very nice to use like dumbbell curls like this, because it forces you to be able to hold a thicker grip and it will feel more difficult on, for example, a bicep curl or a lat pull down. Even if you didn't have to use straps before, you can make it a bit more difficult with this, building forearm strength, and in turn be more hypertrophic, be able to lift more weight with the forearms, and therefore grow the forearms as well. I don't use them as much, but whenever I do use them, it does feel quite good. So if you have one laying around in your gym, give it a shot and you'll feel the entire forearm getting inflamed with blood and pumpiness for sure. So yeah, give it a shot. But this is just for those people who have a little bit trouble with the grip strength in most exercises. Short and sweet, that's all a forearm video needs to be. A lot of people have asked me, how do you create big forearms? Now here it is. This is what I like to do for bigger forearms. So if you want to see other muscles, let me know down below in the comments, and make sure to check the subscription for the maximum discounts as always. And of course, thank you for the golden support, and do not forget to stay golden.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave.